Guys, we are incredibly stoked to have finally arrived in our favourite Bahamas. Since we started this channel 6 years back, honouring our catch, hunting, preparing and living off the ocean has been a massive part of our adventure. In this episode, we're stoked to be diving, see what I did there, back into this world and sharing it with you. But not before the tables turn and some little creatures decide to start living off of us.
Hey guys, so we arrived in the Bahamas 2 days ago and we got so lucky with the best weather. The boys went out spearfishing, we went to the beach, could not have been better. And then yesterday it was a dead calm day and the no-see-ums all came out to the boat. So no-see-ums are these little bugs, you can't see them, that's why they call them no-see-ums. They leave massive welts on some people, definitely me and Lenny. Super itchy bites, there were thousands of them inside. We couldn't get rid of them, everyone was getting bit, so we went into shore last night and just sat in a restaurant for hours. It's funny how something so little can completely ruin your day. Not having a very good time. Riley's had a terrible sleep.
Lenny was getting mauled, so I put up the mosquito net, but he was just itching and scratching, so I was just sort of calming him down for most of the night and trying to stop him from scratching himself till he was like bleeding. But yeah, I just didn't really get much sleep, that's all. I don't get bitten too much. I do get bitten, but they don't leave marks like they do Elena and Lenny, whereas me and Darwin just get bitten. It sort of stings.
You good? And how are you, Lenny? Are you a bit itchy?
While we couldn't set our sights on the no-see-ums, we'd soon be setting our sights on the Berry Islands. Hence, for the next few days, we'd be hanging tight, stocking up on supplies, and trying not to scratch.
You're flying, Lenny. You're doing it.
You are officially the cutest baby in the world. Jump if you agree.
So David was just telling us that he was considering hopping in the dinghy last night and drifting off to sea just so he could sleep.
I have everything planned. Like I dry everything, put the blanket, sleep inside and just drift away with the current. But I didn't have any anchor lights. So I was like, I would get smashed in the middle of the night. So I can't really do that. But yeah, I was discouraged.
What about you, Sarah? How was your night?
I slept, but sporadically between sweating and getting bitten. They're little buggers.
Even when she speaks about the worst mosquito ever, she's still nice to them.
Yeah. They're little buggers.
The balmy temperatures and clear blue water brought joy to our sleep-deprived crew. We had anchored in an incredibly scenic spot, and it felt good to distract ourselves with some tasks. While Sarah kept the little boys busy, I was able to go for a much-needed run, and the big boys also managed to get out into the deep blue in the hopes of hunting down some lunch. Riley keeps rabbiting on about how good it is to have such great visibility again. I haven't seen him this happy in a while, to be honest.
Holy shit! That is an absolute beast.
Well, that was very successful. Was that my first dive?
Yeah.
I think it was the very first dive. I'm quite out of practice, so I was very, very stoked to get that on board. And we got up and I was like, well, the pressure's off. What are we gonna do for the rest of the day? So we did a bit of diving and a bit of filming of some other stuff, but yeah, really, we've been out here for about 35 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a mutton snapper. They're quite hard to catch. Normally, we would get them in this part of the world by throwing lobster carcasses. This one was just patrolling the area, looking for a feed. Saw me and went under a rock, and then went under another rock, and yeah, I snuck up on him and managed to snaffle him.
Are we doing the smoking fish?
Oh, yeah.
That would be sick.
After I was taught how to do some serious smoking in X-mouth. 3 parts water, salt, and brown sugar brine. I got David to order a smoker, and yeah, we've been pretty excited about that. So maybe we'll smoke it on the beach. Big mutton snapper.
Team effort?
Me.
Or you? Okay.
I couldn't catch much. I was like with
He had the camera.
Wow, that's beautiful, babe.
We're gonna smoke it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Having returned triumphant after several hours, I spent the afternoon trying to convince Elena that it was necessary to head out once again, and somehow I managed to just get the green light.
Oh, you deserved it, Schmoozy.
Oh, thanks, babe.
So it takes a little while before it can reproduce. It's not the most sustainable fish, but it's a really good fish.
Are those two teeth out the front?
Yep.
Its mouth is crazy.
The jaws of a hogfish are pretty massive. It's no surprise they're named after their long, pig-like snout used for burrowing through these sands, hunting prey. We're careful to keep our hands away from their sharp teeth, which, combined with their jaw strength, are used to crush crab shells. Not only do they have a wicked mouth, but they change sex. Juvenile hogfish are female, but mature into males around 3 years old. Pretty cool, kind of weird fish.
So we went out for the second lot of fish today because we want to smoke some and use some tonight. In preparation for that, I've got fish in a bucket of salt water. I'm going to leave it overnight with a bunch of sugar. There's a recipe somewhere if you want, but anyway, it's dead simple. You just chuck a whole bunch of sugar in there. So that's what, 1/3 of a bag of sugar, and then salt. How was it?
It was great. We just realised we didn't even film the end result. It's
You-
all gone.
You're mumming pretty hard there.
But yeah, so good. So we shut the doors at night so Lenny can't get out. And I also set a bag of lollies by the door just in case he tries. So he'll see the lollies first. You haven't noticed? I always put it by the door.
I did see them once.
Yeah.
I put them away.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that I'm really enjoying this life that we've eked out for ourselves.
Same.
And thanks for doing it with me.
Be quiet, you're ruining the moment. He's not happy. I'm gonna go to bed.
When someone has just got zero idea and
That's
is
like
handing
you
out
when I'm
advice.
at the house.
We woke up this morning and the fish is a little bit smelly and we're on edge.
I don't really want to eat it.
You will eat it and you will
not
love
eat
it. Last time it was a little salty, but that's necessary to stop it going off overnight. And Elena was standing over my shoulder going, it's too much salt. So I didn't put enough salt on it. Now it's rancid. And then she wakes up in the morning and goes, oh, it smells a bit.
David said the amount of salt you were putting on it this morning was how much salt he'd eaten a year. And now it's just gonna foam.
I
and
hope
it's
you
gonna...
dehydrate into an old prune.
We just made up.
Good filming, David. Well done. We're just on our way to smoke this fish. We've been looking forward to this for about 2 months now, so be sure to stay tuned
Hopefully
to see how it turns out.
Okay, so what's the plan here, Alec?
We're going to smoke some fish. Not with this, with a proper smoker.
So you've lit a fire to then do what?
Burn some coals
Yep, and
and then smoke the fish.
tell me how.
You just get that thing, you put a little wood chips in there that smoke, and then you place it on the thing and it smokes. The fire's died down. I'm just going to now put the fish fillets in there. I'm just going to put them on the tray and then leave it in there till they're cooked. It's pretty simple.
1, 2, 3. Good job. It's okay, it's alright. You did a good job. That'll do for now. We dunked him under for the first time today. That looks amazing.
Pretty good, eh? Very salty, isn't it?
Very salty, but totally fine. My mouth might start foaming and I might...
Totally fine. You got to have it with other stuff like salad.
For a first attempt on the vagabond, I think you've nailed it, Schmoke. Bit salty, but we'll survive. I just have to say, for how incredible this beach is, I can't believe we have this entire anchorage all to ourselves. This seems like one of the best beaches in the world, in my opinion, and we're the only boat here. It's just bizarre, and I feel very, very lucky. It's our own little slice of paradise. Do you feel lucky, Lenny? Darwin's been sleeping this whole time at the beach, through the smoked fish, through me swimming with Lenny. I just had him cradled in my arms, to then jumping in the dinghy and firing up the dinghy. He's just been fast asleep. And he went under the water today 3 times. And I wouldn't say he loved it, but he did it.
Say again, Sarah, about the fish.
I honestly think that's the best fish I've ever had. It's cooked so well, so smoky. It has a little bit of a tough skin on it too, which I don't know, it reminds me of meat because I don't eat meat, and it's really delicious.
Woo! Lenny, your dad's a legend.
Can you see it?
What is that?
It's a shark.
No, that's an upwelling.
Yeah, because it went
Yeah, he
like
went
super
fast.
Keep doing that.
Today's episode is brought to you by this bucket. It is the best bucket I've ever had. It's got a handle down there. I can't believe it. It's lightweight,
bucket.
durable, and good for turfing stuff over the edge. Charleston Harbour Marina. Check them out. Did we steal that?
No, they give it to us.
Did they?
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, sharky. Wow.
Here.
Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Even bigger one. Is that the same one? Good morning, everyone.
In our last episode where we gave you a tour of our boat, we promised to list our must-have items on board. So let's crack on into it. To begin with, the classic fruit net. Are you even a sailor if you don't have one of these?
Having a fruit net, or maybe even 2 fruit nets on board, is essential. Just keeps the fresh stuff from going off if you hang it up outside or somewhere where there's less moisture.
I think if I moved back on land, I would integrate that into my house. Good on you, fruit nets. The Facnor halyard swivel. I've used another brand in the past and they got rusty.
What's a swivel for those who don't know?
Lightweight gear. So from the bowsprit, when it's light conditions, we put a big sail up and we hook this thing onto the sail to send it all up, and it swivels so that it doesn't get bound up and twisted.
Send it with the Facnor.
It's a safety thing. You know when you hold it in your hand and you're like, this is a well-made piece of equipment? I love that. This thing is doing its job and I feel like I'm being looked after. You push a button and it's a very well thought out engineering design. Push the button, you slide it out, slide in the sail and lock it, and it goes click.
I love that click. I think getting some good cold weather gear, something you're inspired to wear, something good quality. Don't go buying cheap stuff to begin with. I think when Riley and I first started sailing and we were really struggling in every area.
I didn't even know what wet weather gear was.
No.
I didn't know what layering was.
Just go for the good stuff first. Go to a good sailing store. Ask the receptionist.
Yeah, as cruisers, you can save money in certain areas. This isn't one of them. You don't have to get the absolute elite, but you know, do your research and get something that's good quality. My exercise rubber bands, $20 Australian, which is like 3 cents in the US. You have a stretchy rubber band. It's not quite as comfortable as having a full set of weights, but it's a tiny little rubber band.
Yeah.
For heaven's sake, it's a cruiser's wet dream.
Yeah. I'm gonna say blender, pretty self-explanatory. Love a good smoothie in summer on board. It just makes my life so much better.
Again, being minimalist, I think some sort of free diving or spearfishing equipment. For those of you out there who are vegetarian or vegan, very good. We're sourcing our meat locally. And even if you don't like doing that, free diving is just incredible.
Yeah, and don't go to the cheap camping store and buy a really terrible set like a snorkel.
No,
They're
please
never
don't
good.
do that. In fact, I'd love to hear from freedivers in the comments what you think about those adverts that you see on Facebook with the canister of air and then the full face mask snorkel.
You don't need anything that looks
Don't do that.
like you're going to space. You just need to really go to a dive store, get the silicone masks.
Don't be a kook. I think part of the whole lifestyle is teaching minimalism and how freeing that can be. That's why I love freediving, and I really think that scuba is to freediving as motoring is to sailing. So I would really, really encourage people to get into freediving. It's so easy and so awesome.
Yeah.
And all you need is a pair of fins and a snorkel.
Get some good cameras and a good laptop.
Go for a good laptop and camera if you can afford it. But Riley and I truly believe in the content over the quality of the content. In fact, we started out with the oldest and clunkiest laptops and cameras we could afford. You don't need the best equipment to get started. People just want to see you having fun. So don't wait to post your first video. Feel free to ask us any more questions about our whole video process in the comments.
Predict wind weather routing system. I think that it's crazy people just looking at the weather. For any crossing, even if it's 100 miles, it's invaluable to see where your boat is going to be halfway through that crossing rather than just guessing. And then you can relax your mind from these mental calculations that you would be doing and just concentrate on the weather. A very, very small investment for what you get out of it.
I'm going to list some books you should definitely get. A Voyage for Madmen by Peter Nichols.
That's the best, that one.
That's so good. They have a documentary about it. It's totally mad. Seamanship by Ralph Naranjo. Dove, that's a beautiful one that Riley made me read. It's really romantic, probably one for the ladies. The Voyager's Handbook by Beth A. Leonard. That's a really good one. World Voyager Planner by Jimmy and Ivan Cornell.
Sailing the Vagabond Sail Guide.
Definitely number
videos.
one is our Essential Sail Guide. The Sailing the Vagabond Essential Sail Guide.
None of these have got 5 videos.
We also have how-to
showing
videos
you how to do it.
linked in the book, which is really handy. We weren't planning on advertising that, but good job, Riley. And The Self-Sufficient Sailor by Lynn and Larry Party. We've actually met Lynn, and we're reading that book again.
Water maker. With the 2 kids on board, there's been a couple of times when I'm using water, when in the past I would have been like, I find that now my mind has changed a little bit, and I'm just like, well, maybe you're gonna have to run the engine and create a little bit more water.
Yeah, we sailed
keep the kids comfortable.
We sailed a lot of places without a water maker, and it was so annoying and a bit stressful having to rely on water from land and like, where's the next place we're gonna get water? It's nice to make your own water. So one for the kids, I'm gonna say the Jolly Jumper was definitely a lifesaver. Both Lenny and Darwin love the Jolly Jumper.
Darwin is currently bouncing around with a grin from ear to ear.
Yeah, and probably getting swimming lessons for your kids quite early. We did that with Lenny when he was 6 months, and again, whenever we get the chance to, actually, and now he's jumping off the back. He still couldn't jump off the front, swim to the back of the boat, which is what we want. He's not even 3 yet.
That's a goal.
But that's goals. That is our essential item. You forgot to file your paperwork last night.
We're in a bit of trouble.
Don't do it again.
Well, you have to go. Oh, yeah, we got to get.
What you got? So we have made a last-minute decision to leave to the Berry Islands. We didn't really get a chance to see Grand Bahama, which was our first stop here, mostly because of the weather. So the weather wasn't going to get good for another 2 weeks, and we don't really want to wait here for that great weather to go and dive the tiger sharks. We're actually going to come back in like 4 months' time and do the tiger sharks then, when the weather's a lot better and we can have a lot of good days out there on anchor swimming with all the tiger sharks. It's a much better plan. So we're going to the Berry Islands, which I really love, this anchorage in particular.
This guy's put the fear of God into me.
All right, what do you think?
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough ride today.
For some reason we decided to go today.
Yeah, why have we decided
This guy's making me second guess myself, but we're just gonna go today, alright?
Yeah, alright, we're ready to get hammered.
Are you ready?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Okay, Darwin, are you ready?
With 20 knots of wind and 2 to 3 metre swell, our voyage to the Berry Islands is nothing short of a wild adventure. We're about to get even more remote in the berries.
Hello!
Hey guys.
We need some help.
We're actually looking for a new editor. If you think this person might be you love editing, you love the pace of YouTube, and you would love to help us continue to create art, we would love your help.
You have a young struggling family here, desperately crying out for help.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be really cool if you were very, very talented, fantastic at getting back on time, all of these things.
Yeah.
We'd like to work with you.
Yeah.
So send through that. We'll have more details about how to apply, etc., in the description below. That's one of the main things that I want to do as we move forward, is just work with a really cool group of people and make sick content going forwards.
Yeah, we're very inspired.
That's one of our only
very
goals.
Inspired at the moment, so
let's
we'd
get
love
after
you
it,
to be a part
kids.
of it. Let's do it.
Woo!
And please like and subscribe. And leave us a comment. See you.